Welcome to another live stream watch-along reaction. Here for part 2 of the Toronto Saturday. Toronto Maple Leafs at Ottawa Senators. NHL Stanley Cup Playoffs. Game 4, Round 1, live watch-along. We are here. We are ready. We are on our way. The Leafs are up 3-0 in the series. If they win today, it's over. They move on to the second round to play Florida or Tampa, which the good news is if you're Toronto, Tampa's still alive. They're not totally up against it. Yes, they are still definitely down in the series, but found a way. Yeah, Sheldon Keefe got an overtime win. Honestly, can't believe I saw that happen. I actually watched the overtime, which is crazy. But, yeah, good for Sheldon Keefe. The Devils got a win, 3-2 in overtime. I still think the refs missed out on a penalty shot for Carolina late the third period or during the power play when they were shorthanded. Yep. But we're ready for this one. We're getting this one going. 7:15 is the puck drop. 6:15 Central. They say it's the puck drop, which makes sense. It's never on the minute anyway for hockey either. Oh. It's never on the minute for hockey either, so do that what you will. Do that what you will. It's never on the minute for hockey either. Yeah, okay, so Thompson goes out with a torn ACL, and you think, okay, Winnipeg, I could see. Toronto still makes it, is what I say. Let's see if the Toronto game's on another TNT. Oh, come on. Hold on. There they go. $18.02. Would suck if they're only going to put it on max. That would suck. 17:48. Todd's turn last night. Caps fans are terrified. I agree. Yeah, Montreal, they deserve to win that game. And honestly, with Thompson out, I still think when it comes to backups, I mean, Dolbesh is a really good goalie anyway. I think he's better than Sammy anyway. I think Dolbesh is better than Montembeault anyway, to be real. But when it comes down to it, shot wide by the Wild. Before the Leafs game drops the puck, they'll drop at 6:15 Central, 7 Eastern, 7:15 Eastern. We'll watch the rest of this Wild Vegas game until they tell you where to go for the Leafs game or till the game's over. Either way, I'm sure once it gets closer, they'll be like, oh, the Leafs game will be on to start this network to start. Spurgeon plays on shot, blocked by Hill. Wow. Minnesota's way better than I expected, I gotta say. Boom. To the shoulder. That was before. Hill, gotta say. Yeah, I didn't watch the Kings-Oilers game. I had to go to sleep somewhat early. Boldy's been on fire this season. Yeah, Spurgeon plays on. Boldy missed the shot. He didn't get all of it. That's the problem. 16-18 left in overtime between Vegas and Minnesota, 3-3. We got to get through this one before we get the Toronto match to go. Or, well, at least you would hope. Eriksson Ek versus Carlson, the face-off dot. Vegas wins the draw. We'll be live for the Blues game at high noon tomorrow. So that should be good. It's also a Chelsea victory today. I'm happy about it. That's about it. They won. Good. Faber takes it, plays forward. Here comes Minnesota. Behind the net. Boldy tries to press on the forecheck, doesn't get there. Comes the Wild. Boldy with a shot off of Hill. Spurgeon off the wall. Into the zone. Here come the Wild. Onside, but nothing there. Red Bulls won today, 1-0. Well, good for them. Kaprizov, Eriksson Ek, huge difference in X factor of the series. I agree. They've done very well. Goes around Spurgeon. Throws the puck on and into open ice, and the Wild still have it. They could gain the zone. They do. Thrown on behind the net. Nope. Still, the Wild pick it up in the trapezoid. Or the Knights do. So you will not spend money to see Chelsea the Club World Cup. No. I'm not sure. That's up to you. Go to RBNY versus LA. Well, that's a good pick. Yeah, there you go. You're playing the other LA team too? Boom. Yeah, Boldy didn't get all of that for sure. 14-28. Waugh versus Rossi. And here comes the Knights trying to keep it out of the zone. They do. Back at center. Here comes Vegas. A horrible, horrible offensive zone face-off for them. Will we be doing the AFC Champions League final watch-along? No. Plays forward. Vegas gets it back. Down the ice. Faber loses it. Here's Vegas. Shot wide. And a block behind the net. 13 minutes to go. Leafs drop the puck in 6 minutes. And Wild steal the puck. But the Knights could get it back. They're the blue line. Their own defensive zone. And here come the Vegas Golden Knights down the ice. And he loses the handle on the Michigan. He loses the handle on the Michigan. No way. That could have ended the game and gave the Knights a tie series. But no. Lost the handle on it. But you would do UEFA. I do UEFA and CONCACAF. That's it. I don't have 300 eyes and 40 screens, man. You can't. That's going to be an icing. Lol. Shot. Yeah, we're going to have to. There's not going to be a last second boom. How do you lose the handle? Man, he had the Michigan so much, though. He had that, man. Face-off, offensive zone face-off. The Knights win the draw. And they lose the puck. Oceana deserves some respect too. Well, that was already played, I think. Icing on the Knights. Let me see some here. I saw the fight. Huh. Oh, the NBA's on TNT. Oh, that's a problem. That's a problem. If I was them, I'd put the Leafs game on True TV and then put the... We'll see what they do. It's going to be on HBO Max, yeah. I don't have HBO Max anymore. No! Slap shot missed. Of course. Somebody score, damn it! Plays forward. Shot missed. 3 minutes to puck drop for the Leafs game. Shot! It didn't go in. Save. Saved by Hill. AEW Pissant Company. Go to the net. No goal. Let's see. Minnesota. Boldy takes it. Shot. And it doesn't go in. It's covered. Eriksson Ek had the handle, but it gets covered. And Hill holds on. That didn't get poked in at all. Nope, that never went in. No. We're going to see what they... Oh, somebody's in the box. Oh, Vegas are on the penalty kill. Vegas are on the penalty kill. Oh, Lord. Okay, it's starting on True TV. Thank God. Thank you. Because I don't freaking have HBO Max right now. So the Leafs and Sens will start on True TV. We got it there, and here we go. So no worries. We got the Leafs game as it starts. I was worried. Shot. Oh. 20 minutes, 0-0, 3-0 series lead for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And Minnesota's going to start their power play, but we'll see how that goes. They may let this power play run, I think. I don't know. We'll see. Here we go. Okay, here's the Leafs game. Wolff versus TFC in Toronto. That would be nice, but we'd lose. Here we go. Toronto versus Ottawa. Ottawa at Toronto. Toronto at Ottawa. Game 4. Can the Leafs sweep it? We're going to find out. The Leafs are going to start with Stolarz, Carlo, Riley, Nyes, Matthews, and Marner. Ottawa starts with Ullmark, Zub, Sanderson, Pinto, Grigg, and Amadio is who the Senators are going to start with. Okay, interesting. So now we're finally watching what we want, what we care about. Ottawa wearing the black, Toronto wearing the white as normal. Toronto wins, the series is over. Ottawa wins, they push it to a Game 5 on Tuesday in Toronto, which, I don't know. We'll see. It's that simple. We go and see. Stolarz in goal. And we're off. 3 periods away, 60 minutes from a possible series win for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and 60 more minutes for the Sens to save their season for another 2 days. Which will happen? Will the Leafs move on to round 2 forwards? Nyes, Matthews, Marner for the Leafs. Holmberg, Tavares, Nylander. McMahon, Domi, Pacioretty. And the fourth line of Lorentz, Lawton, Yarncrook. The defenders for the Leafs, Riley, Carlo, the first pair. McCabe, Tanev, the second pair. Oh, bad. Oh, almost a bad giveaway. Amadio with a shot wide. Benoit, Ekman, Larson, the third pair, and Stolarz in net. 1854. Save by Stolarz with a pad. Pad save. Leafs could take it forward. They're doing better than last game. Kachuk, Cousins, Giroux, the first line. Zetterlund, Stützle, Batherson, the second. They started with Grigg, Pinto, Amadio, their heavy line, but that's their third line. Highmore, Gaudette, Perron, the fourth line for the Sens. Their defenders, Sanderson, Zub, Shabbat, Jensen, and Clevin and Mutton Paulo with Olmark in net. 1810. Here we go. Yep. Playing forward. The Leafs to get it back, and there's an icing on the Sens. Offensive zone face-off for the Leafs. With 2 minutes, just under 2 minutes into the game. Stolarz had 3 starts this series, went 3-0, 1.95 goals against average, .926 save percentage. Olmark 0-3, 391. Not great. Not great, Bob. And forward, Riley with a shot. Blocked by Olmark. Domi plays it back. Carlo with a shot. It gets blocked by the Sens. That's going to go all the way back down the ice for another icing. 1747. 0-0. The Leafs have the 3-0 series lead. Greg Berube, 40-24-3 record. First season as Maple Leafs head coach. Face off, not dropped. And plays forward. 17-43. Matthews to Riley. Back to Matthews. Down the wall. That'll be cleared. No, it isn't. The Leafs still have it. Back to the blue line. Matthews to Riley. Riley with a shot wide. Leafs have the puck. Ekman Larson gets behind the trapezoid. The Leafs will change. Plays it forward. Leafs have possession. Nice play by Nylander to spin around and keep it alive. And it goes back to the Sens blue line. Sens defensive blue line. Behind the net, Benoit. The OT hero from Game 3, Simon Benoit. And that's forward to Holmberg, but he can't get the handle on it. And it goes behind the net. Holmberg picked up by Tavares. Tavares. Jensen goes up the ice. Stolen by the Leafs. And the Leafs have the puck. Cleared up the ice. Pontus Holmberg with the handle dumps it in. Ottawa chasing. 16-33. 0-0. Jensen plays forward. Leafs get in front of it. Rings around. Leafs could pick it up in the neutral zone. They do. And it falls back into the Sens zone. Stoppage of play. Let's see if there's a penalty on that. No penalties have been taken yet, so it seems to me this is just a stoppage of play. 16-17. It's still 3-3 between Vegas and Minnesota. I guess that power play is finally over. Playing forward. McMahon tries to stick check, doesn't work. Ekman-Larsson. Plays for, oh! Pacioretty plays it forward. Okay, yeah, Pacioretty is on. I was like, hold on. Pacioretty plays it forward. Stolen by the Leafs at center. They have it at center and they dump it in. Domi chasing Sanderson. Domi with a stick check, but not enough to get the puck possession. Sanderson is still on it. 15-26. 0-0. Playing forward, good. Knies with a puck. Plays it on center. Riley chasing. Riley with a shot. Pad save by Ullmark. Playing forward, Amadio. Amadio with a shot. Spins round. Grigg with nothing there. Behind the net. Ottawa trying to keep possession. They do at the blue line. Jensen, all alone, gets back into the center, drops it back, gets into the slot at the point, shot, blocked, Leafs, chip it away, lob it away, 14-30. Shabbat, plays forward, Leafs have it, into the zone, Holmberg, hit. A heavy hit on Holmberg. And the Leafs could get it back at the center, and they play it forward. There's a chance for the Leafs to change. Nylander with some good stick work there. Tavares onside with a shot, high and wide. Ottawa gets it at the half wall. Ekman-Larsson defending, stick checks. Zub, shot it, and it's blocked. Holmberg to Tavares, short clearance, and it's lofted out into the Sens defensive zone. Giroux. Behind the net, icing. 13:22 left in the first period. 0-0, Leafs and Sens, both at two shots. Both at two shots. Two shots for both. Oh, Al Nassr made the AFC Champions League final. Well, good for them. 13-19. Lorentz drops it in around the half wall. Puck battle won by the Leafs, but they tipped it right to a Sen. Oh, Lord, man. Sometimes 13-20 or 12:58. My bad. Lorentz chips it out to center. Montenpalo. How we doing, Morrow? Behind the net. Drops it behind. Pacioretty. Down to McMahon. Bobby McMahon gains his own quick save. Save by Ullmark. Shot. Pacioretty with a stick check. Can't get the puck. Tanev McCabe. And McMahon gets brought down, but there will be no call there. Benoit. Oh, no. Plays it round. The Vegas Minnesota game is still going, I should say. It's still going. 12:01, stoppage of play. That's for an icing. The core four, Austin Matthews with a goal, Nylander with a goal, Marner with a goal, Tavares with 2. 4 assists for Matthews, 3 assists for Nylander, 5 assists for Marner, 2 assists for Tavares. Matthews with 9 hits, which, yeah, still going. I love playoff hockey overtime. It's awesome. A 5-on-4. And the Sens are on the power play. Domi gets called for roughing. Daniel with a super chat. I'm sure there are Walmarts in Montreal. Yeah, but why would I know that? 12:01, and Domi's going to the box. Ottawa to the power play. Ottawa with a 2-minute power play. I don't even know why that... Okay. I'm honestly shocked with that call. That's like out of nowhere. That was like out of nowhere. Am I the only one to think that was out of nowhere? Where was the roughing? What the... Man, I hate NHL reffing this postseason. It's horrible. Like, it is legitimately ugly. NHL. Oh, Lord. Or not. I'm good. Okay. Here we go. Leafs are on the penalty kill. Well, here we go. Let's see what they do. Let's see what they do on this penalty kill. Can the Leafs kill the penalty? Travis Green, his first season as Ottawa head coach. You know what's funny? Like, he's legit had the refs in his pocket for the 3 games after game 1 as soon as he went after the refs. Like, the refs have been in Ottawa's pocket ever since game 2. All he had to do was complain about the refs, and the refs just start calling it Ottawa's way. It wasn't so obvious game 2, but game 3 and this so far, yeah, sure. Sure, bud. Sure. Mr. Nervous Energy, Travis Green, vibrates when nervous energy. It just gets purple. I'm surprised he hasn't got purple yet. 11:26, offside on the Sens. 1:25 left on the power play. Vegas has tied the series. 4-3 Vegas. Oh, Domi hit him with a stick. So that's the power play. He hit him with the end of the stick. That's what... Really? That's overtime winner for Vegas. 4-3. I'll change back to TBS after the power play. I'm sure they'll find a natural endpoint to stop it here. Well, oh yeah, it's supposed to be on True TV anyway, so. I was turning at the end of the period, I think. Yeah, that makes sense. 11-11. 0-0. Playing forward. Cousins rings it round the boards at the half wall. Plays it back. Kachuk 56 seconds left. Shot save. Goal. No, it goes in. It's in. Stützle. Tim Stützle makes it 1-0 for the Ottawa Senators. I thought Stolarz had that. No way. Tim Stützle scores on the power play. And for the second game in a row, the Ottawa Senators open the scoring. They have the lead. Sanderson plays it on. Tkachuk. Back to Sanderson. Sanderson to Stützle. And Stützle beats Stolarz. Got to see how that went in. Shot, and it just off the post and in. Just over the shoulder of Stolarz. They shoot high on him. They find a way. Tim Stützle scores his first postseason goal. And there it is. 1-0 for Ottawa. Sanderson, Tkachuk assists. That would be 9:03 into the first period. 0-1. Ottawa gets their lead. Shedeur Sanders to the Cleveland Browns. Stützle made a good shot there. He shot it high. Perron drops it to slot. 9:58 to go. The first period. 4 shots to 3. Into the slot, but stolen by the Leafs. Can the Leafs tie the game? They have before. Ottawa's 1 goal away from their 2 goals a game. Stolarz, McCabe, Nyes drops it in. Goes behind the net. The Leafs don't steal. McCabe tips it around the back of the net. Marner plays it up. Nyes dumps it in. We're really doing this. This looks familiar to the last game, except did we? Playing forward. .848. Just keep it 1. If you ain't going to score, keep it 1. Game 3. Sounds to me. Nope, it was in the second period. Is that another foul? 8:32. Stützle gives them the lead. Face off in the offensive zone for the Leafs. And they don't win the draw. Ottawa. Good steal. Here comes the Leafs. Shot. Saved. 8:32 left in the first period. TV timeout. All right, how's the Leafs going? I mean, not the best. It's early. I mean, last game shows that totally. I mean, it's not over yet. Trust me, we should know that after the last game. Similar situations. Stupid call leads to... The stupid call leads to... Cool. 8:32 left in the first. Okay, we're back. Let's see how the Leafs do. And face-off taken. Martin Paulo. Shot, save. Good. Pacioretty picks it. And the Leafs can break. Pacioretty with a cross-ice pass and covered by Ullmark. And he's ran into by his defender. Shoot. .808 left of the first period. .808. Face off for the Leafs offensive zone. Ullmark. Ottawa wins the draw. Hey! And they're not going to call that, though. I can tell you that much. Drops it in. It's kind of long, so here it is. .742. Leafs have the puck past center. Dump it in. Nobody goes chasing. Leafs take it at center. Dump it in. Nobody's there. 7:23, 0-1. Leafs. Tips it on. Stolen by Zub. Behind the net. Leafs have it. Tanev, Yarncrook. Leafs dump it in after winning the puck battle. Lawton. Oh, Lorentz. McCabe. Leafs at the half wall with a puck battle. 6:46. 0-1. Ottawa have the lead. Jensen with a shot behind the net. And no goal. No goal. No goal. And the Sens are going to start fighting. Hey. No goal. Oh, God. Can we please give the Sens instigator penalty or something? Could they get something? McCabe just saved a goal. Yeah, he did. Can the Sens go to the frickin' box for something? Yep, it's off the line and covered by McCabe. It goes out. No goal. No goal. Good job, McCabe, with a stick. Honestly, oh my. Just got hit in the nuts. Almost got frickin' slashed in the nuts. Dear God. For the love of the game, baby. For the love of the game. 6:34. For the love of the game. So the Leafs are going to the power play. Perron in the box. As he should be for roughing. Yeah, you bet your ass. Bet your ass. Hopefully Toronto wins the Stanley Cup. I agree. Oh, Lord. What were they reviewing? My question is, what were they reviewing? Perron's still in the box. Still a Leafs power play. 6:34. Here we go. Shut up. 6:34. No goal, just reviewing to see if it was a goal. Quick review. It was pretty obvious that wasn't a goal, but go ahead. 1:59. Here we go. Leafs on the power play. 5-forward power play. Let's see what happens. Tavares plays on. Marner plays forward. 144. Nylander at the point. Marner. Nylander. Shot saved by Ullmark. Nylander. Man, a Kessel jersey. Okay. Leafs. And here comes shorthanded Pinto. Save. Save. What? No. Shorthanded Shane Pinto scores. He 5-holed Stolarz. Damn it. No, I need to see this. Hold on. 2-0 Ottawa. There's their second goal of the game. Stolen by Pinto. 5-hole. Oh, and it went off him. Yep, it went off him. It just bounced off him and in. Shane Pinto. And that is 14-11 into the first period. 0-2. Sens have the lead. 1:02 left on the power play. Well, I guess we are going to lose this game now. We're losing this game now. I guess we were going to lose one. We can't sweep. Shit. Wake up, Leafs. I saw it coming, though. Who am I kidding? So far, our second day, we went to church, had breakfast afterwards, went to go watch a movie, the Minecraft movie. Disappointed no one went chicken jockey. It's around 1 hour, 44 minutes. During the whole movie, her and I were holding hands. Even after the movie ended, we still were holding hands, walking to her car. So, would you like to be my girlfriend? After she says, I would love to be your girlfriend, but I think we should hang out more before that, which tells me because it wasn't a no or a yes. I feel like that's, let's see where this goes. I don't think it was a no. Pinto off the pad and in. So 5-hole on Stolarz. But I think that was more like, hey, let's see where this goes. Let's see where this goes. Okay? That's what I think, though. But 17 seconds left on the power play. I read them. There's no way you guys are getting a sweep. What? No. We just suck. You know what? Maybe we are taking a dive. You may be right. But I wouldn't do that. We're the Toronto Maple Leafs. I don't care if Craig Berube's our coach. You're dumb. You give them any chance to get a freaking reverse sweep, they're going to take it. I don't care if you want to win in Toronto. You give them a chance to go further and get a reverse sweep, you're out of your mind. I don't care if Berube's our coach. Don't take a dive. Hey, if we lose, we lose. If we lose, we lose. Fine. Don't take a dive. 4:07 left in the first period. Yeah, but we're cooked there. I think we're cooked now. You're right, though. Ugly start. Poor first period. Absolutely poor. A lot of fire on their ass, Chief. Let's see how the second goes. It's embarrassing. This is so on brand for the Leafs. I know. This is so on brand. This is so on brand. I mean, yeah, they're playing the refs more than they are the Sens, but the Sens are dead in the water. They want to at least get one. I don't know if the Leafs are taking a dive or they just suck. Like, I get losing game 4 when you're up 3-0. I get it. It's hard. It's hard to sweep. But the way they've been playing, this is ugly. This is disgusting. Short-handed goal against the vaunted 5-forward power play. You aren't a Leafs fan. You don't know. See, that's how I can tell you're not a Leafs fan. You don't understand. This team has a really hard problem shutting series down. This team has a problem doing the job when it's supposed to be done. If they were playing better and they just, we lost, that's fine. This is freaking, I don't know. This is classic Leafs. Series closer? At least this time, if we lose, we still have tomorrow. Or by that, I mean Tuesday. That's the good news. But you keep doing this shit. This is a Keefe Leafs game. This is Babcock. This is Randy Carlisle. This ain't Craig Berube. Now, the question is once they get to intermission, does Berube rip them a new asshole? That's the question. And we gonna see. And we gonna damn see if this team is truly different. Because, yeah, there's still 40 minutes. There's still 40 minutes. But I can tell you ain't a Leafs fan with that question. And this is the Toronto Maple Leafs. Yeah, I'm happy to have a 3-win lead. But again, we're talking about the Toronto Maple Leafs. The 10% that a team comes back from that, the opposite team, is against the Toronto Maple Leafs. You're acting like the 10% that happens is against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Do you know this team's history? I'm not being ungrateful. I'm traumatized. I'm not being ungrateful. I'm traumatized. Because I chose this, by the way. I chose to be traumatized by these jackasses. This team's different. And it's still the Toronto Maple Leafs. And this is why we're not favorites. Because we still have this on our crest. This on our chest. This is why people don't say we're Stanley Cup favorites. Because this is our logo. This is what we wear. Blitzo lore. Hey, he gave some. Good for him. 2:45 left in the first period. 0-2. I didn't think I was going to crash out losing game 4, but I guess so. It's not over till it's over, kid. And with the Leafs, it's never over. Wake them up, Berube. That's all you can do. Wake them up, Chief! But hey, at least you know what? When the Leafs lose, I can blame the players instead of the coach. Watching the Super Bowl yesterday. This ain't February. What? 2-12. Offside to be on offensive zone face-off. No assists on the Pinto, shorthanded. Oh, the Patriots got a defensive back for Mr. Irrelevant. Yeah, that's going to work out. 2:01 left. That's an icing on the Leafs. Yep. Travis Green used to coach Portland. Yes, he did. 2:01 left in the first. We'll be live at 12 tomorrow for the Winnipeg Blues game. Behind the net. Good stick check. Save, blocked. .133 at the blue line. Let's just flush it. Like if you get one back, great. Everyone just seems off. I agree. Everyone seems off tonight for the Leafs. They do. Or if not seems off, they seem like this is a year ago and Sheldon Keefe is coaching them again. God. Good steal. 1:02 left in the first period. McCabe steps up around the end wall. Nylander with a shot. Goal! 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 Toronto Maple Leafs go within one. They pull one back right before the end of the period. John Tavares with the tap in. And it's 1-2. The Leafs pull one back. Get in! John Tavares with a tap in. Let's go. Tanev with the assist. Nylander with a shot. Tavares with a tap. Tanev with a primary assist? What? How? No, that makes no sense. No. Nylander took the shot. Tavares with a tap in. Good. That is going to be Nylander. There we go. They made him the primary. There we go. It's like, there you go. 1905 through the first. 1-2. All right. I could live with that. Rip them a new asshole, Berube. Pardon my French. But that's the way you end a period. You didn't start well. You didn't finish. You didn't start well. You didn't middle well. You ended somewhat okay, but it's the end of the first, and it's getting a bit chippy. Interesting. It's the end of the first, 1-2. Oh, Lord. But Tavares' third goal of the playoffs gives them within one. Okay. Gets them within one. Tavares, intermission. After one, it's 1-2. Ottawa has the lead. You know what? I agree. I just read this. Leafs could have and maybe should have been down 4-1 after the first. Getting out 2-1 is huge, all things considered. I agree. Because they definitely could have went down more than 2-0. I will agree with that. I will agree with that. All right, let's go. With that being said, we'll take a short break at the intermission. 1-2. Leafs are down 1, but they just pulled one back through John Tavares at the end of the period. And frankly, luckily for them, it could have been worse than 1-2. They could have been down 3 or 4 during this period. So you know what? The fact they pulled one back out of nowhere, that's good. That gains some momentum for the Leafs. That's good. Maybe they're not out of it just yet. Maybe we're not out of this one just yet. Maybe we could still sweep tonight. This is true. This is true. Maybe. Maybe this game ain't over yet. Maybe this game ain't over yet. And the NFL draft is in Pittsburgh next year, by the way. Hopefully we can go live for that one. That'd be nice. Hopefully we can go live for that one. The NFL draft is in Pittsburgh next year, which would be, that's nice. That's nice. Hopefully things change to where we could go live for that one, unlike this year for night one. That would be, preferably, I hope the Patriots aren't like the fourth or fifth pick. That'd be crazy. But for 3 straight years, that would be, but with that being said, we will take a short break at this intermission. 1-2. Ottawa has the 1-goal lead, but the Leafs just pulled one back is the good news. The bad news, they're still down 1, but we'll be back. Sit tight. Sit tight. We'll talk about what I think about the intermission. So sit tight. Be back. Yeah. We're back. We're back for the intermission. It's going to be a 4-on-4 to start the second period, offsetting penalties on Cousins and Benoit. So we start with a 4-on-4 at the start of the second period. But the first period was horrible for the Leafs. I think they're lucky that it's only 1-2. I think the Sens could have easily made this game 3. They could have scored 3 or 4 in the first period. I think the Leafs are lucky that this is only 1-2, that the Leafs are within 1. I think they're lucky. You know what? It was an awful first period. The Sens could have had more. I think the Leafs are lucky. I won't say, I think they're lucky to have one. but they got it. They did take the wind out of the Sens' sails going into the second, which is positive. But you could also look at it like the Sens only scored 2 goals a game this whole playoff, so they already scored them. So if you want to look at it like that. Worst period of the series, we're only down 1 goal. Exactly. Like it was the worst period of the series, bar none, for the Leafs at least. The Sens, I think they gave it all they got. Play smarter. The Leafs will tie it up. We see what happens. But you know what? The Sens can't really play on even strength. I have to say that. So when it comes down to it, you know what? I think the Leafs can pull this off. I think they will figure it out. I think Barcelona are playing like champions. They are. They might just win. They might just win the treble, or what, the quadruple. I think. Was it the quad? Either way. Triple, treble, quadruple, something. Supercopa de España, that counts. It's like middle of the season, so. All the history of the Maple Leafs, they never got reverse sweeped. That's true. You are right. But losing a 3-1 series lead is about just as bad. Ask Rory. He knows what I'm talking about. Oh, he knows. Losing a 3-1 lead in the third period of a Game 7 after coming back down from 3-1 isn't fun. Losing a 3-1 series lead isn't fun. Trying to close out a series you could have won at home, losing, then going to a Game 7 and losing, ain't fun. Losing to the Ottawa Senators, or not the Ottawa Senators, my bad, the Columbus Blue Jackets in the bubble. Not fun. 5-game series, not fun. (3-1, 3-0), does it really matter? Like, to me, being up 3-1 is about like being up 3-0. You should win that series. I don't care if it's 1 or 0 for the other team. You blow a 3-1 lead, that's about tantamount to being reverse swept. So what, a reverse gentleman's sweep, I guess? Is that what you call it? What the Habs did to the Leafs? Oh, really? Oh, really? Oh, really? Oh, I know how it feels. You can't tell me how it feels. You can't tell me how losing a 3-1 lead in a series is nothing. You can't tell me that. I know how it feels. And maybe it's worse because it's the Leafs. And maybe it's worse because it's the Leafs. And they're known for choking shit. Maybe that's why it's worse. Maybe that's just part of the story and that's why it's worse. If it was on its own, maybe it wouldn't be so bad. But again, we're talking about the Toronto Maple Leafs here. So it makes it 10 times worse. It makes it 10 times worse because it's the Leafs. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Maybe if you're a normal team and you blow a 3-1 series lead, it's like, okay, that hurt, but okay. Yeah, if it's the Leafs, though, 10 times worse. So maybe that's the difference. But well, we'll see how the second period goes. The Leafs are down 1, 4 minutes before the start of the second. Leafs are minus 110 to score the next goal. Sens are minus 120, which I'd say the Leafs have a better chance of scoring the next goal, but who knows? Here we go. Here we go. This is hilarious, yeah. Second period about to start. You know, that is a good point. I read this. Nobody rides his family name harder than Brady Tkachuk. He'd be just a guy if he wasn't Matthew's baby brother. You know what? That is a good point. That is a good point. That is a good point. With that being said, we are a minute away from the second period. Let's figure it out. Yeah, I'm still looking for the refs that are favoring the Leafs. But we'll see how the second goes. I'm feeling better. After that Tavares goal, I'm feeling better. Let's do it. I feel good. I feel good. Whew. Okay. Second period about to start. Here we go. 1-2. Ottawa has the lead. Can the Leafs come back and finish them off? Toronto leads the series 3-0. A 6-2 win in game 1. 3-2 win overtime in game 2. 3-2 overtime win in game 3 for Toronto. It's been that simple. No more, no less. Boom. Nylander with a shot. Boom. Tip in from Tavares. That is hell. We have got back within one. Career postseason goals. Tim Stützle, 1. Shane Pinto, 1. John Tavares, 26. Career postseason goals from the goal scorers in the first period. 4-on-4, and we're off. We start with a 4-on-4 at the beginning of the second period after the offsetting roughing penalties on Cousins and Benoit. Icing, and that'll be offensive zone face-off. 1930, 1944. So, this game center's way behind. 1944, 144 left in the 4-on-4 face-off. And the Leafs win the draw. Riley plays it back. Leafs move up the ice. Still have the puck. Tavares with a shot wide. Tanev loses the puck. But the Leafs can pick it up with 1:08 to go on the 4-on-4. Shot! Save by Ullmark. Going to be a face-off. The offensive zone for the Leafs. Well, that's cool. $35 seconds. 1:01 left on the 4-on-4. 19:01 left in the second period. Why is the game center ahead of the TBS? I don't get it. Whatever, it is what it is. Well, plays forward. Tanev with a shot. Wide off the glove of Ullmark. The Leafs, the first time trailing after any period this series. This whole series, they've only trailed. Not for long, I should say. Stützle loses the puck, loses the handle, stick check, pulls it back in. Zub. And it's back to full strength. 5-on-5 hockey. Marner drops the puck back. Riley back to the trapezoid. 17:51, 1-2. Saved. Well, that was a while ago. Back to center. Dumps it in. Lorentz trying to race for it. Behind the net, Lawton, Lorentz. Puck battle. Lorentz wins it. Yarncroke, Lorentz wide. Carlo behind the net. Shot. Picked up. Drops it back. Carlo. Good take by the Leafs. Behind the net. Stolen by the Sens. Zub. Make sure. Oh, Sanderson. Dumps it in. Benoit. Domi was racing for that puck. Behind the net, Carlo didn't read the play that well. I could say that much. Shot. Oh. Behind the net, Pacioretty picks it. Good job. 16:25. Domi. The puck is in the offensive zone. Taken back, Leafs. Plays it center. They gain the zone. Pacioretty. McMahon. Tavares. Nylander. Not all of it. Broken stick, too. Tavares. Riley. Nice. Tavares gains the zone. Oh, they didn't call that a trip. I'm surprised. Delayed penalty. Nope, it is a delayed penalty. They're going to go to the power play, the Sens, once the delayed penalty is over, unless they score, then. And we're going to the power play. And the Leafs are going to the penalty kill. They did, yep. Tavares going to the box. So Tavares called for a trip. Yeah, okay. I mean, I think that should, I'm not even mad about that. That should be a trip. I'm not even mad about that, which is weird. I'm not even mad about that. Face off. 2 minutes. Am I crazy to think TBS is behind the game center when it comes to the whatever? Playing forward, Stützle. 15:02 left in the second period. 1:46. Ottawa has the power play. Leafs already allowed them to score on the power play and shorthanded. Oh, that didn't go in? 128. I'm a little bit shocked. Good defensive stick by Tanev. 117. True TV seems slightly faster. Playing forward. 107. It is what it is. Shot. Wide. 58 seconds left on the power play. Sanderson. $50 seconds. Good steal. Good steal. Oh! And it looks like there was a penalty called. Looks like there was a penalty called. Penalty called on the Sens. We go to 4-on-4 for 41 seconds. And then the Leafs will be on the power play for 120. Sanderson interference on Marner. 4-on-4 for 41 seconds. And the power play for 120 for the Leafs. I'll take it. I'll take it. Well, good. Offensive zone face-off for the 4-on-4. We're back on the 4-on-4. I was like, 13:54 left in the second period. 1-2. Toronto are down 1. They've played a better second period. I will say that much. They've played a better second. The Leafs have played a better second, for sure. Pinto. Lost puck. 28 seconds. Holmberg. Shabbat. Wad. 15 seconds. 13. McMahon pressing. Steals. Jensen. 1:18 left on the power play. Now with Toronto, they are up a man. 5-on-4. Nice. Tavares, Nylander, Carlo, Riley. Drop pass. 1:01 left on the power play. 5 for 10 on the power play this postseason. They were 1 for 21 last year, which this is way better already. 12:46. Plays forward. Tavares. Behind the net. Shot! And covered by Olmark with 40 seconds. With 12:34 to go. I don't know. Probably not. Now, Miami wins 2-0 on the night on Wednesday. They go to extra time. If they win 3-0, they advance. If they win 4-1, they would advance. But it's very, very slight. I want Miami to win. I don't know if they will. They got to wake up is what I got to say. 37 seconds on the power play. Shot. Drop the puck. And they're going to have to chase it. 27 seconds. Their Big 5 power play is on the ice. 18 seconds. Shot. Blocked. 12:06. Nylander steals. Dumps it in. Looks to me like this power play is going to end without a goal. 11:57 left in the second. Full strength. 1-2. Good run. Domi. Shot. No. Can't hold. Can't get the handle. That was bad. 11:27. Couldn't get the handle there. That was a good chance for the Leafs, but they couldn't get the handle. Back at the blue line. Shot. Wide. Centering pass goes wide. Shot. Save by Stallers. Be a face-off. Kachuk. Off the pipe. 1:11 or 11:11 to go. That's exactly what I was going to say. Miami looks horrible recently, too. Cousins lost his glove. So, here we go. Taffer. 1-2. Leafs are down 1, almost halfway through the game. Leafs are looking better. Here we go. Toronto beat Liga MX back-to-back, but lost the final. Yeah. Playing forward. Another face-off? 11-11. Okay. Playing forward. Cleared away by the Sens. 1-2. Getting to the final minute before halfway through the game. Stolen by the Leafs. Plays forward. Shot! No handle there. Yarncrook. Or Lorentz couldn't get there. Yarncrook tries to get it back. Not so much. Carlo. 10:40. Yes, I do. 10:33. Ottawa gains the zone. Very easily, too. Wide. Leafs. Shot. Oh, behind the net. Nice. Rushing. Leafs win the puck battle. Not yet. There you go. Oh, horrible giveaway. Good stick check. 9:57. We're past halfway. And the Leafs racing to it. Nice. Matthew Nice. Shot. Goal. 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 Matthew Nice. Ties the game on a breakaway. 2-2. Leafs. Matthew Nice with the tie goal. Matty Nice, baby. Matty Nice. There you go. 2-2. Bar down, baby. On the breakaway. Steals the puck. Marner. Nice. Fights for it. He tips it on and just burns past Zub to go bar down on the breakaway. 10-12 through the period. And just over halfway, the Leafs tie the game. And they got under 30 minutes, about 29:40 to take the lead. And I say they do. And if they do, this series is over. Well, if they do and hold on, this series is over. But Matty Nice, baby. Matty Nice. with the goal of his life, possibly, says unassisted. I say yes. Probably. He made that one. I don't care if somebody, Marner passed it on. I thought so. Yeah. You could arguably say that unassisted was right, though. I would. 10-12 through the period. And it's 2-2. I would say, yeah, I would say so. Tavares plays it forward, 8:46. But what a goal by Matthew Nyes. Man, he's so good. He's so good. His third of the series, Matthew Nyes. Boom. Man, he's so good. He's so good. Plays forward. Past the blue line. Leafs have to rush for it. Now Stolarz will pick it up. Ooh, I would have just let Ekman Larson get there, but okay. 8:09. All right. 2-2. And if the Leafs sweep, this will be their first sweep since 2001. I was alive, but I wasn't a fan yet. .736 left in the second. Plays forward. Nyes again rushes the zone. Marner with a shot. Saved by Omar. And Marner loses the handle. Benoit held back. Icing. Oh. Shot saved. Please don't tell me that was a penalty. No, it was. As far as I know, no. 7:14. No, it wasn't. Woo, woo, woo. Man, I feel good. I feel good. I feel good. The Leafs are going to win this game. I feel good. The Leafs have been playing much better since the start of the second. Playing forward. Matthew Nyes' third goal, assist from Mitch Marner. And playing it through. Nylander. Nylander with a shot. Blocked and saved. Blocked and cleared. Tanev rolls around the net. Good. Tavares dumps it in. 6:44. Man, what a goal from Nyes, man. That was big. That was big, I will say. Stretch pass. Dumps it in. Not the best idea, but it worked-ish, I guess. Tavares, or no, that was Yarncroke on a skate. Whoa. I don't know. I feel like that should have been called. 6:15 to go. Second period. 6:10. Cousins. Shot. Saved by Stolarz. 2-2. Stolarz gloves it. There we go. Nyes 8x8. Wake me up when the ink is dry. TV timeout at 8:08 or 6:08. My bad, 6:08. By the way, Nyes 8x8. Wake me up when the ink is dry. Let's go. Let's give Nyes an 8x8 contract. Come on, 8 for 8. 8 for 8. 8x8. 8 for 8. Either way, doesn't matter. 8 years, 8 million. Do it. Wake me up when the ink is dry. Let's go. Core 5, baby. You know what? If he signs that 8x8, 8 for 8, I don't know, man. A Matthew Nyes sweater. I've always been a Matthew Nyes stan. Let's be clear. Ever since he came up, ever since they brought up Matthew Nyes, I've always been a Matthew Nyes truther. Let's be clear here. And I was right, by the way. We have inked Caulfield, Suzuki, Slavkovsky to amazing contracts. Yeah, the Habs have done a good job of building up their young core. Travis Green, first season as Ottawa head coach, 10-10 in the postseason. That is 0-3 this year, so he has his 10 wins before this. 3 of his losses have came this year, which means before this year he was 10-7. Damn. Travis Green was 10-7 as a postseason head coach before this year, and he's about to be 10-11. Good news is after this game, he's either going to be obviously under 500 or over 500 by a game. I say he's under by a game, but that's just me. Playing forward, 525. The Leafs have played a really good second period. I have to say, they played a really good second. They played a horrible first, a really good second. Hopefully the third is closer to the second than first. Nylander drops it back. Shot! Tipped on, and nobody gets the tip. No Leaf does, at least. Behind the net. And the Leafs have it. Nylander. Shot around the net. Tries to Michigan it. Didn't really work. Shot wide. But the Leafs, they're out shooting the Sens. That's a shock. 439. That is a shock that they have outshot them 17-11 throughout 2. With how bad they played the first as well, I mean, come on. Score effects, yeah, probably, but you would think that the Sens would start picking up some shots after the Leafs tied it, but I guess not. Experienced Leafs hockey. Feels like the Leafs wants to put these guys away, which, I would too, considering you're the Toronto Maple Leafs. I would. If you have the chance to put them away, you put them away. Is my feeling, because the Leafs, you know who you are. You know your history. I don't care if this team is different. You know your history. But then again, this team being different, they're actually going for it. Hudson is going to go north of 10. Yeah, I feel like that's the case. I feel like Hudson would probably go north of 10 for the Habs. Get them under, holy shit. 341, 2-2. Let's see if that was a TV timeout. It looks like it was. 341. 341, 2-2. With 3:41 left in the second. 20 minutes, maybe overtime, to a season ending or a series ending, whatever. Andre Blake becomes second fastest to 80 MLS shutouts. Well, good for him. Good for him. But let's see where this second period goes, and then we'll see. Let's go check what's going on over here. Okay. The Toronto NYCFC video ain't doing too bad. Check that once this is over or whatever. Okay, we're good. All right. 3:32 left in the second period. Let's see what the Leafs do. At least keep it tied at the intermission or get one late again. Toronto, 9 shots in the first period. Ottawa had 10. Toronto has 8 in the second. Ottawa won. This game is turned on its head. Let's just be real. And the face-off won by the Leafs. 3:38 left in the second period. Stolen. And it's going to be dropped in front of Sanderson. Well, he drops it in front of himself. Hand drop. Hmm. 3:16 left to go. 23 more minutes of this game before overtime. Anthony Stolarz 11-0 in his last 11 games. 3 shutouts, 1.53 goals against average. He's had a really good past 11 games with this game to be decided. This could be his first loss in 11 games, or 12, I should say. Behind the net, Leafs have it. Damn, cameraman lost it. Save. That'll be an icing, 240. Whoa. Face-off, Lawton in the face-off dot. 2:40 to go in the second period. Leafs steal the puck. Here comes Nyes. Nyes down the ice, dumps it in. Gets back there. Wins the puck battle. And the Leafs do not keep it. Well, they still have possession of the puck. Dumps it in. Leafs. Marner almost had the handle. Grigg steals. 2:09. Riley behind the net. Marner wins the puck battle. Leafs have it. They could rush. Riley dumps it in. Saved by Ullmark. 151. And the Leafs almost stole the puck. 143. 139. Good. Bounce off the wall. Nylander dumps it in. 132. 128. 2-2. Tie game. Will it be tie after twos? Will it be twos after two? Or will we see a late goal from either side? I hope it's the Leafs. Offside. That'll be a face-off, neutral zone. And there's starting to be some fights. Here we go. Ullmark, 16 saves on 18 shots faced. Stolarz, 9 shots on 11 faced. 117. 2-2. Three and 9 in the playoffs for Ullmark. Hit that like button to get this one going. 117 left in the second period. Leafs have a 2-2 draw. They're tied 2-2 with a 3-0 series lead. 1:10 left in the period. Leafs steal the puck, wheel it behind the net, 104. Oh, good hit. Good hit. Lawton, pressing, doesn't get there. 54 seconds. Stallers wheels it round. McCabe, 41 seconds. Brought down. 32 seconds. Good tip. 30 seconds left in the second period. Leafs dig it out. Stützle. Shot. Nothing there. 18. Blocked. 15 seconds to go. Tanev behind. 10 seconds. Plays forward. And it's tipped in, and that's the end of the second. 2-2. Much better period for the Leafs. Much better period. They tie the game up. And they're 20 minutes away if they take the lead from sweeping the series. Also 20 minutes away from another overtime, or if the Ottawa Senators get a fluky goal and the Leafs can't get a third, they lose their first game of the series. So it could go either way, but I think the Leafs have had a better second period, and that's good. Now, let's see where the third period goes. 2-2 after 2. So I'll take that. I think it's better than where we were. I think we had a really good second. Now the question is how our third goes. One shot for the Sens in the second. That's crazy. Just outplay him for 20, that's all. With that being said, we'll see what happens. Excuse me. But we'll take a short break. After Leafs have still won more than half the face-offs in this game. Lord, I love this. I feel good. I feel good. But we have another 20 minutes, but we got to see how this plays out. man, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. That being said, we'll take a short break. Be back for the rest of the intermission. I'll tell you how I feel, and then we move on to the third period, which might be the final period of this series. Who knows? We're back 2-2 after 2. 20 more minutes. Zach Wilson's going to have competition. Dolphins got a new quarterback. Well, good for them. But we have 2 after 2, 8 minutes till the third period starts. And for me, the Leafs were very dominant in the second. If they could play the third very much like that, I think the Leafs can win this game and end this series tonight. It's 20 minutes. It's 20 minutes. They can find a way to end this series tonight. Is it close? Is it tight? Yeah. But that's hockey. Sometimes it's tight. Sometimes it's close. Sometimes it ain't pretty. But you got to do what you got to do. And sometimes it's not the best 60 minutes. It's just the best 40. Sometimes the best 20. If you can find the way to win, you can find it. And the Leafs had a really good 20 minutes in the second. They keep playing like this. I don't think the Sens want another overtime. They're going to throw everything at the Leafs. They're going to throw everything but the kitchen sink. But they've been doing that, and the Leafs in the second period shut them down. So the question is, can the Leafs figure this out? But if this goes to overtime, the Leafs are winning this game. They probably have a better chance of winning this in overtime than the third period. Not that I'm saying they're bad, but, I'm saying that I know the Sens don't want overtime. They don't want overtime, the Sens. They don't want it. So we're going to see if they can make sure this doesn't go. Or does the Leafs basically say, hey, screw you, this ain't going to overtime because we're going to end it now. Who knows? But 5 minutes till the second or the third period starts. In other news, Tampa won today. So it's a 2-1 series lead for the Florida Panthers with their game 4 to go. So we're going to see how the second or the third period goes. So we'll find out, but and it's possible Matthew Tkachuk is suspended for game 4 when it comes to the Florida-Tampa series because of his hit on Jake Gensel today, which was even worse than the Hagel hit on Sasha Barkov. Tkachuk should be suspended. I don't care. Simple. He should be suspended. That was a dirty hit. If you want to say, if the NHL wants to say the Hagel hit on Sasha Barkov was dirty and that should be a game, what Tkachuk did should be a game at the very least. He should be out for game 4. He should be. He should be. When it comes to that, the third hasn't started yet. Let me pontificate. For me, that hit that Tkachuk put on Jake Gensel is suspendable. If the Hagel hit on Sasha Barkov is suspendable, the Gensel hit or the Tkachuk hit on Gensel is suspendable. Simple. Tkachuk should be out for a game when it comes to game 4 of the Panthers Lightning series. Which CONCACAF team will go farthest in the Club World Cup? I say, well, I feel like they might rig it for Miami, but Miami's doing so bad right now. I don't know if that'll help them. If America makes it, probably America. If LAFC makes it, they won't. No, they won't. If Leon makes it, I still think they do better than Miami. Seattle, they ain't doing nothing. Hockey fans, FIFA is legitimately a clown show. That's why I said America, Leon, and LAFC. Look it up. FIFA's a clown show. Miami, they might try to rig it for them, but they ain't doing that good right now. LAFC, if they make it, they ain't going to do good. They suck comparatively to their history. America, they might do the best just because they're America if they get in. Leon, if they do stay in, I see them doing better in Pachuca. I see them doing better in Seattle, Monterrey. Well, first of all, they're going to have to fire Di Michelis. That's first. Second of all, if they do fire him, I think Monterrey could have moments. It's either Monterrey, Leon, / America, or Miami. I think Leon has a chance of doing the best if they're in it. America probably will do the best if they're in it. Monterrey if they fire Di Michelis. And Miami if they rig it for him and it works. And it works out instead of it blowing up in their face. So, I mean, there's an argument for everybody but Pachuca and Seattle, because Seattle's got a group of death. They're done. They're done. So, there's an argument for Miami. There's not an argument for LAFC, especially with Sharundalo on his way out. I don't think there's an argument there. You could say it, but I don't think there is. So do with that what you will. So we'll see how the third period goes. 46 seconds before the start of the third. When's the court case for Leon? I think it's mid-May, early mid-May, so we're coming up on it pretty quickly. I'd live stream it, but I'm not a court reporter. The court reporter will still his quill. They have a watch party at Scotiabank Arena. So is there so many people wanting to see this game as a watch party, they let people into Scotiabank? I mean, Air Canada Center. I unironically referred to it as Scotiabank Arena. I'm mad at myself. Damn. Okay. But really? Okay. All right. Here we go. 20 minutes, third period. Here we go, boys. Here we go. Here we go. 20 minutes. Do you think they'll win or lose their case? I'm not sure. If they play it a certain way, they'll win it. If they play it a different way, if they play it like they got to play it shamelessly, frankly, is my opinion. Be like, hey, Man City didn't get kicked out of UEFA Champions League while having multipropiedad with Girona. Same with the Red Bull group. Why now? Basically, you got to play it like conspiracy theorists. You have to. If you play it shamelessly and like conspiracy theorists, they might just win. If they play it on the books, they're not winning. And we're off in the third period. So they got to play it like conspiracy theorists. Simple. In my opinion. If you play it by the book, they might lose. If they play like conspiracy theorists and say, hey, here's the precedent, why they kick us out, they might win. Basically say your precedent's bullshit and you win. They kicked us out because they don't like what one of our players said. This is overkill, basically. If you're Leon, you play it like that, you win. You play it like, hey, like basically playing it by the book means you admit you were wrong. Basically, is Johnny Cochran still alive? That's who Leon needs. If Johnny Cochran's dead, they're screwed. If the rule don't fit, you must allow. That didn't work. Save. That didn't work. The Chewbacca defense. I think Leon will win their case. They need Johnny Cochran. They need Johnny Cochran. Actually, I'm going to look it up now. He's dead. Damn it. He died in 2005. Okay, Leon, you're screwed. 1840. Yeah, because the Kardashians' actual dad is dead too. Trying to think. Yeah, no, you have nobody to help you then if you're Leon. Well, then we have a playoff if they lose their case, and America will be in it. Playing forward, out past the post. Oh, Benoit. I'd say we're in between the first and second on level of play here. They're not horrible, but they're not great. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. It's not the first period, but it's definitely not the second. Playing forward, Matthews doesn't get there. But the Leafs do still have the puck. Matthews behind the net. Marner. Matthews with a shot. And it's blocked away. 2-2. I hope Seattle beats Botafogo. I don't think that'll happen. I think that's a very, very unlikely situation. McMahon, 17 minutes. 17:28 to go. Leafs have the puck. They could rush the zone. They dump it behind the net. Olmark picks up. McMahon pressing. Jensen in neutral zone. Perron. Stick check shot. Blocked away by Stolars by the stick. Playing forward. $16.51. Ekman Larson has the puck, plays it forward to Tavares. Tavares wheels it round. Benoit loses it, but Tavares is right there. And wasn't the prettiest zone entry. No. 16:30. Bad puck loss, and that's going to be a face-off. Clevin wasn't the prettiest, but, you know. 16-26. Face off at center. No goal. Still 2-2. Went over the boards. Flipped over the boards by Clevin. And that's why we had a center ice face off. Don't worry. If y'all were worried, don't worry. 16-14. Still 2-2. Because, I mean, the puck did get flipped over at center. I mean, it was pretty obvious. It's not like it was flipped over either neutral dot, either of the 4 neutral dots, or I guess the 5. That'll be icing, defensive zone face-off for the Leafs. Seattle's better than Pachuca, don't you think? No. Pachuca loves punching above their weight in international competition. Seattle, I think they suck this year. So, well, they're mid. Let's put it like that. They're mid. Not good enough for the Club World Cup. Maybe good enough for MLS, but not to win the cup, but to compete. But Pachuca was bad this year. Yeah, but they always punch above their weight, so you give them the benefit of the doubt. I mean, Seattle, I guess, did punch above their weight against Al-Ali, but that was one game, and they lost it in the end. So Pachuca has a longer history of punching above their weight in international competition. It's like the Leafs in hockey. They have a long history of choking during the playoffs. So when they were down in this game and almost looked like they were about to have a horrible game 4 when they could have put away the Sens, do you blame me for worrying about a reverse sweep in the making? Exactly. 15 minutes to go in the third period. Marner takes the puck. Riley around the back. Carlo. Stick check. Matthews. Carlo. Riley. And he loses it to Stützle. 14:33 in the third period. 2-2. Stützle. Benoit. Behind the net. 14-20. Riley. Ugh. Good steal. 14:06. Still with the Sens. 13:59. Marner. Benoit. Up to the blue line. Shot. Wide. Chipped away. Jensen. Shot. Leafs could steal. Nice. Jensen gets back there first. 13:35 left in the third period. Good. Oh, he didn't rush for it. 13:23. 2-2. Botafogo Fluminense. Are you doing the Miami game tomorrow? No, St. Louis, LAFC. Just like I'm doing also what I am doing is the Blues versus Jets game. So it's a St. Louis Sunday. High noon, Central Time. St. Louis versus Winnipeg, or Winnipeg at St. Louis. 6 p.m., LAFC versus St. Louis City SC. So one football, one hockey, one football. They're both St. Louis related. Nylander. Shot! Oh! 12:39. Shot blocked. Zub. Shot. Goal! Goal from David Perron! And it's 3-2 Ottawa takes the lead. And the Leafs have 12 minutes to tie this game back up. David Perron gets the third goal for the Sens. They finally got a third goal. Nylander takes a shot. Holmberg gets bodied. I don't know. I feel like that's no. Perron scores. I feel like that should be looked at for interference before. Either way, fine. And Perron taps it in. Zub and Gaudette with the assists. I used to like you, but not tonight, David Perron. Ah, Lord. Of course, I had to be a former Blue that might have ended the sweep or ruined the sweep. But you know what? Whatever. The Sens always get a stupid one in the third period. McMahon. Offside. That is 7:32 through the third. Ottawa has the lead by 1. As far as I know, yes. Stanley Cup final might ruin that if the Leafs make it, but we'll see. We'll see. Plan is yes, though. Leafs have 12 minutes to tie this back up. Leafs have 11 minutes to tie this back up. Oh, Lord. And the Sens have the lead once again. We'll see what happens. First lead in the third period this series. Because we're the Leafs, I told your ass. When I talk about the Leafs and what this team has done and what trauma this team has put me through, you listen. Shot. You don't know. If you ain't a Leafs fan, you don't know. Even if you know hockey, you ain't a Leafs fan, you don't know the half of it. Lawton, wide. Well, centering passes go wide. Yeah, I wish, well, The Love Guru was a horrible movie, but the Stanley Cup winning part, yeah, I wish that was real life. The movie was horrible, but the thing I loved about it was the Leafs won the Stanley Cup. I don't care about how bad the movie was. The Leafs won the Stanley Cup in it. So I just want the Leafs to win the Stanley Cup. That's what I want, to be real. 1053. Once in my life. Just once in my life. Marner loses the puck. Matthews. Offside. 10:36. Oh, Lord. Are we going to the penalty kill again? Doesn't seem like it good. They're pissed about something. .36. Neutral zone faceoff. Benoit takes. Ullmark drops it down. And Benoit doesn't close. Tavares picks it up. 10-10. 10 minutes left to go. Ottawa, if they hold on for 10 minutes, they could keep their season alive for 2 more nights. If Toronto scores, we go to overtime. Well, who knows? They may not hold on to that either. But if the Leafs score and it's 3-3 after these 10 minutes, 9:49, we will go to overtime for the 3rd straight game. McCabe has to take it back. And loses the handle. Matthews. Marner. Sends race down the other side. Amadio. Loses the handle. Matthews. 9:16. Riley. Holmberg. Riley. Shot save by Ullmark. The Leafs winning the Stanley Cup's the only good part of the Love Guru. 8:57 to go. With the way this game's going, we might be live Tuesday, just so you know. Do you have green eyes? Yeah. Here we go. Now that's the goal. Yeah, way wide open. Like, there was no way. Hell. .857. Playing forward. Shot by McMahon. Has it behind the net. Tipped on. Tavares and saved. No goal. Offensive zone face-off. $8:42. And the Sens win the draw. Oh, Lord. The Leafs gave the Sens way too many soft ones. And the Sens were fighting for their life. The Leafs were playing to win. The Sens were fighting for their life. That's the difference tonight. The Sens were fighting. Oh, Nylander shot wide. Man, what if that went in? Man, what if that went in? Holmberg. I don't know about that. I feel like that should be, I don't know. Benoit. Plays forward. Oh, Lord. 7:43. Lost the puck. They're getting close. The Leafs are getting close. Zub picks it up, and he steps back. $7:15. Leafs have 7 minutes to tie this game up. Matthews. And Nyes doesn't pick it. Riley. Shot. Blocked. Dumps it in. Riley. Gets back. Blocked. And the Leafs are definitely going to have the 6-on-5 because Toronto's going to have to pull the goalie. Why do I feel like that's when they're going to score? Why do I feel like the Toronto's going to score on the empty net? We're going to find out. Behind the net, save by Stollers. Defensive zone face-off, 6:08. Is Michael Phelps the GOAT? Oh, come on. Disregard that. Michael Phelps is the greatest Olympic athlete, yes. I just thought Real Madrid was going to win because I wanted them to. Was it the best thought? No, I just wanted them to win. So, 6:08. Once things go, the Leafs will have to pull the goalie sooner rather than later. Especially if they could hold offensive zone time in the Sens zone, but they'd have to gain the zone first and not lose it. That's the problem. That is the problem. Bad giveaway. McMahon. Drop pass. Tavares. Tavares with a shot. Save off the body of Ullmark. Shot, goal! 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 Oliver Ekman-Larsson scores for the Leafs, and it's tied once again. Oliver Ekman-Larsson with a slap shot tied the game. OEL. Tavares off the body of Ullmark, off the Centurion, and it lands to OEL. Nylander to OEL. Boom. Was that Swede to Swede? I think it was. I think it was Swede to Swede. What a shot, OEL under the glove of Ullmark. And it's 3-3. Lovely. Oliver Ekman-Larsson. And we might just be going to overtime. Yeah, it was Swede to Swede. Yes, it was. That was sweet. 5:15. Lorentz. Shot over the bar. OEL. Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Shot. Nylander McCabe. And that is going to be 14:31 through the third. And we may have just went back to overtime unless they do some stupid shit. Plays wide. 4:20 to go. Just don't let them score. If there's a goal, it better be a Toronto goal. Well, if I'm them. Did the Grizzlies get swept? I don't know how they got swept. I just know they did. I don't watch much basketball. Morgan Rielly, 2 goals this postseason. Oliver Ekman-Larsson with 2. And Simone Benoit with 1. The Leafs have had 21 goals by defensemen in the regular season. They have had 5 in the postseason. So much better than the regular season. Much better. Much better. Well, okay, OKC is just too good. That's how. 4 minutes to go. .352. Pushing forward. Sanderson. Round the boards. 3-4-2. Look. Sanderson drops the puck in. 3:32. Can the Leafs hold on? Do not allow a goal. Behind the net, and that is going to be a face-off. 3:25. Well, this is an Ottawa building, so, if Ottawa's quiet, it's probably the Leafs. Well, there are Leafs fans there, though, but we'll take a short break. I'll be back quickly. We are back. So, All right, we're back. 3:11 left, 3-3. Can the Leafs send this, or I should say, hold on so this goes to overtime, or score late? Score one at the death. But at this point, we are back to next goal wins, which that's how 2 of these games have ended already. And that'll be an offensive zone face. Oh, no, it ain't. No icing. Okay. Huh. Drops. So that's interesting. That is interesting. Tavares plays it back. 2:28. 2 minutes away from overtime. Unless Stützle, or, well, who knows. 2:16. If the Ottawa Senator scores, we are over. Well, they still have to hold for 2 minutes. A Toronto player scores, they have to hold for 2 minutes. But that would probably be the win. Worth it. $40, worth it. If it's a jersey, for sure. For a hat, well, that's about normal anyway. So I say worth it. 205. I say it's worth it. 205. Go, Leafs, go. Go, Leafs, go. Well, you know I'm a homer. Who am I kidding? 155. I'm wearing a damn Leafs shirt. I'm a homer. Good play. Plays forward. Matthews loses the handle. That could have been the moment. 141 to the final minute of the third. And the Leafs steal the puck. Nyes rushes. Not there. Presses behind the net. 128. 3-3. Leafs have more shots than the Sens, or shots on goal at least, this game, which is wild in the first place. Domi. Max Domi, who won game 2. Pacioretty. Max Pacioretty plays it over the top. That will not go in. Sens can rush the other way. Tanev gets behind the net. McCabe follows Tanev, and he goes into the trapezoid. 50 seconds. Will the Leafs try one more rush? They do. Drops in. Lorentz. He's known for game winners. Could he have a series winner? Shot. Blocked. Ekman Larson. Shot. Wide. 26 seconds. The Leafs are trying to win it. Ekman Larson already has one. Can he have the series winner? Scott Laughton. Wide. Benoit. 16 seconds. He won game 3. Ekman Larson tips it on. Yarncrook plays it on. 5 seconds. That goes behind the net. And it is going to overtime. End of regulation is 3-3. We're going to overtime. Leafs score. They sweep the series. Sens score. We go back to Toronto on Tuesday. It's that simple. Next goal wins. Next goal wins. Next goal wins. 3-3. End of regulation. We're going to overtime. Next goal wins. Leafs score. The series is over. The Sens score. They send the series back to Toronto on Tuesday night for a game 5. Take a short break. We'll talk about how I felt about the third. And we move. Sit tight, be back. Back post break for overtime intermission. Leafs tied up late. Second favorite team. Just like the Blues are my second favorite hockey team. And just like St. Louis City SC is my second favorite MLS club, I should say. I don't know if I'd say they're my second favorite football club. That'd probably be Forge or Chelsea, but St. Louis is up there. MLS-wise, though, yeah, St. Louis. Because do you not notice I'm doing a Blues game tomorrow and then a St. Louis City game tomorrow? It's a St. Louis Sunday after a Toronto Saturday because it's just ironic. That's how this played out. So I said I'll do it anyway. So, high noon, Central Time. I'll be here for the Blues game. Italy, though. Maybe it is. Either way. Or you could say Italy. Either way. It might be backwards for Italy. I'm not sure. It's backwards for one of them. But I didn't really think of that when I put that when that was put together. It was just either way. But yeah, tomorrow's a St. Louis Sunday after a Toronto Saturday. Now, we'll see what happens. Goal, Leafs go. But, yeah. Holy Lord. Nashville SC is up 5-0 on Chicago. Holy shit. No, holy shit. That is a holy shit. Whoa. Dear God. Huh. But we'll be here for the seven minutes to the start of the overtime. 3-3. Let's go, boys. Come on, Leafs. Just win this game. End it now. Leafs have scored one every period. Ottawa scored 2 in the first, 1 in the third, none in the second. So the Leafs have scored 1 every period. So in theory, they should score 1 in overtime and end this game and end this series. In theory. Because, Lord drop, I have scoliosis. So in junior high, grade 6, I got a back brace. Like, they found out about it during my summer physical, like during the Olympics in 2012. Because I remember the timing. Because I had to have a physical before I went to junior high. So they saw that I had, when I bent over, they did the bent over test, saw that I had curvature in my back, and then they sent me to a chiro or whatever, chiro orthopedist, whatever. And it was over in St. Louis. But that's neither here nor there. But I got diagnosed with scoliosis, 2 curves, double curves, double C curves. So like boom, boom. And they gave me a brace. You have to wear an undershirt under the brace. So like it was undershirt, brace, some. I got out of it before my high school years. I got out of it before grade 9, but I've just never stopped wearing an undershirt. So because I had scoliosis, I still have it. I never had the surgery. It's still there. It stopped curving because of the brace, so I never got the surgery. Never got to that danger zone where I had to have the surgery. So it was 3 years of wearing the brace. I had the undershirts. And I never stopped wearing an undershirt, even after I got out of the brace. So that's why. because I used to wear a brace for scoliosis. I just never stopped wearing an undershirt. That's why. So, short answer, I have scoliosis. Long answer, I never got out of wearing undershirts. So there you go. I thought I said that before. Scored 3-3 before overtime. I thought I said that before. I felt like I've gave that lore before, but if anybody doesn't know, now you know. Damn. And she never had surgery to fix it either? Like, I wore my brace perfectly. Like, 23 hours a day, slept in it, and I never had to have surgery. That's because I wore it perfectly. But, yeah, I never stopped wearing an undershirt after getting out of it. So, even though I got out of the brace about 10 years ago at this point, I've never stopped wearing an undershirt, which is just wild. I don't know. No, damn. I can just imagine how much that hurts. But that's probably not fun. To not have a brace, it'd get worse. Not have a surgery to fix it. Damn. I can only imagine. Like, I know people who've had it, had scoliosis, wore a brace, and still had surgery. So I'm very lucky. And the fact I only wore the brace for 3 years, I'm also very lucky about that, I guess, overall. But I'm lucky that I wore the brace, didn't have surgery. It only took 3 years of me wearing the brace. I know it can be much worse. So there's that for you. But yeah, there's some overtime lore drop for you. Pre-overtime lore drop for you. There you go. Hey, you asked. Two minutes to the start of overtime for the third straight game. Leafs score, they win the series. Ottawa scores, we're playing a game on Tuesday in Toronto. Simple. Damn. The Toronto Marlies have been eliminated from the Calder Cup playoffs. The Leafs minor league affiliate, the AHL affiliate, the Toronto Marlies. Double overtime. Damn. Game 2 and best of 3 against Cleveland, I think. Yeah. So the Marlies lost. That's the Toronto. Oh, look. Biz has a Landeskog Colorado Avalanche jersey. Or Colorado Eagles, I should say. What are you doing? Biz is wearing it like a hood. What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, overtime. Here we go. 5-on-5, 20 minutes. Postseason overtime goals for the Leafs. Tavares with 2. Matthews, Tanev, Domi, Riley, Benoit, Nyes, Lawton, Myers, all with 1. Cousins and Amadio with 1 for the Sens. Cousins did that with the Panthers. Amadio, he didn't do it with the Leafs. I know that, even though he was a Leafs prospect. Domi scored 1 in Game 2. Benoit scored 1 in Game 3. So the Leafs have much more overtime score history and experience than the Sens. Let's see if that plays out. 1 goal decides if this goes to a Game 5 or the series is over. It's that simple. Now the question is, how quick? Do we go a 20-minute period without a goal to go to another overtime? Or do we end it in 1, if not less than 5 minutes. Playing forward. The Leafs ended it pretty quickly in game 2, and I think they also ended it pretty quickly in game 3. Well, they ended it pretty quickly in game 3. I also think they ended it pretty quickly in game 2. So, Nylander. Tavares goes down, but Nylander's still with a puck. Shot blocked. You sure that wasn't interference? Okay. Yeah, the Leafs scored 3:09 into overtime in game 2, and it was also pretty quick in game 3. So these overtimes don't go long in this series. They haven't. There have been some long overtimes in other series, like the Vegas-Minnesota series and the Carolina-New Jersey series, but the Leafs ones haven't gone fast. Wide. Plays it back. Yarncrook. Behind the net, Tanev. And the Dallas-Colorado game has started. Stolen. Shot. Saved by Stolars. There'll be a face-off in the defensive zone, 18:40 to go. $18.40, 3-3 face-off. Leafs, Marner. Wait, are they going 5 forwards? Nice. Drop pass back to a Sen. Shot wide. 18:22. They better not take away the damn handshake line. Matthews. Shot saved by Ullmark. That'll be offensive zone face-off. Honestly, AEW for a day. I think Show, if I took a freaking trust ball from Show, I would die. He would squash me like a bug. I'll watch AEW for a day. I'll still be alive at the end of it. Or at least it's much more likely I'll be alive at the end of it. Unless they drive me insane. Unless they drive me insane like Clockwork Orange, then we'll see, though. Plays forward, shot. But then again, I've been a Leafs fan for mostly my whole life, for 21 years. I think I'll be fine. Third straight game this series has gone to overtime. Leafs 1, 2, and 3. I will say this, though. I don't know if I could go insane after watching 24 hours of AEW. I've been a Leafs fan for 21 years. I don't think I'll go insane after 24 hours of AEW. So, I should definitely still be alive at the end of that. Show would squash me like a bug. So, yeah, no, I prefer AEW. If the Leafs haven't made me go insane, I think I'll be fine. I think I'll be fine. Austin Matthews is playing. And yes, Austin Matthews has Mexican heritage. His mother is Mexican, yes. But he still plays for the USA. But then again, Mexican hockey is nothing compared to Mexican football, so I don't even feel like that's an insult. But yes, Austin Matthews, he's one of our best players. He's our best player. He's the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and he's healthy. So yes, he's playing, and he hasn't really had a good game tonight. But that's neither here nor there. But yes, I'm glad you brought that up. I think it's about time. I think it's about time to say, yeah, Austin Matthews has Mexican blood. It's about one of those times. Every so often we have to bring that up. So good job. Say the Liga MX fans here. If you didn't know that, now you know. Austin Matthews is your guy. Root for the Leafs. Join me. And that's a save, and that'll be a face off the offensive zone for the Leafs. So yes, Liga MX fans, if you're here watching hockey watch-alongs on this channel, Austin Matthews is your guy. Cheer for the Leafs. He's awesome. He's amazing. He might just beat Ovi's record in about 15 years. And he's also the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs. So, there you go. Hey, there's something for you. If you don't care about hockey, hey, at least you have a player with Mexican heritage on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Their captain, Austin Matthews. The man who's going to beat Ovi's record in 15 years. So, there you go. So, 16-15. Tkachuk. Playing forward. 30 faceoffs, 1 for the Leafs to 23 for the Sens. Not good. Shot blocked. That was a muffin. Probably because it was blocked. Ay. Just imagine if you fall in love with a girl who loves AEW, would you still be with her? I mean, if you're a wrestling fan, I don't know. I'd just be happy they're a wrestling fan. If they were a fan of like everything, it's different. If they were just an AEW stan, Tanev got high sticked. Power play for the Leafs. And that may cost Ottawa the series. Like, if she was an AEW stan, no. If she's a wrestling fan who loves everything and just so happens to have some favorites in AEW, like I do. I do. I just don't really watch it. I'm fine with that. But if she's an AEW stan, hell no. There's your answer. No. You think Stephanie Faquer is the future? Yes. And the Leafs are on the power play. Tanev. Oh, it's a double. It's going to be a double. It's going to be a double minor. 4 minutes for the Leafs on the power play with 15:23 to go. If they don't put this thing away, they suck. Leafs on the double minor power play. 4 minutes off the high stick from Batherson. Off Tanev. The Leafs are going to the power play to possibly win the series. 5-on-4 for 4 minutes of hockey. If they don't pull this off. And yeah, Tanev was bleeding like a stuck pig. It's a double minor. 4 minutes of overtime playoff power play hockey. Let's go. There you go, yes. Matthews, Nyes, Marner, Nylander, Riley. So 4 offensive, 1 D-man. So we're not going with 5 offense yet. That's for later. All right, just don't give up the shorthanded goal. You did it the first time. Shot, top, just passed. 5-on-4 for 4 minutes. You can't screw this up. Riley. Morgan Riley. Mitch Marner. Wheels around. Behind the net. Into the point. Nylander. That's going to be clear. No, it's not. Marner. Nice to race for it. And the Leafs have it at center. Riley. The Leafs are 0 for 2 on the power play with 3 shots. Marner steals it. Wheels in. Shot blocked. Nyes brings it down. Matthew Nyes. 3 minutes left on the power play. Riley has the puck. Matthews. Austin Matthews. Can he win the series? No, he plays it off to Marner. Marner wheels it back. Austin Matthews. Mitch Marner. Mitch Marner with a shot wide. Tip on. Marner. Shot wide. Nobody there. 2:35 left of the power play. Matthews. Nylander. Loses the handle. Nylander with a puck. In the slot. Riley. Shot on. Brought down. 2:20, and that will be cleared. Riley. McMahon, McCabe, Riley, Domi, Pacioretty on the ice for the second half of the power play. With 2 minutes to go. Bobby McMahon wheels back. Jake McCabe. OEL's on the ice. The guy who sent it to overtime. OEL with a shot. Behind the net. 141. Stallers. Nylander's on the ice. Nyes is on the ice. Matthews is on the ice. Marner's on the ice. Ekman Larson joins. 125. Nyes at the blue line. Marner. Stick check behind the net. 1:10 to go on the power play. 12:27. Matthews picks it up behind the net. Leafs. Nyes. Nylander. At the point. Or at the point. 42 seconds left on the double minor power play off the high stick. Shot wide. Marner. Marner, saved by Ullmark. How'd you guys not score? I'm surprised they haven't. So good on the power play to start the series. Not so much, but there's still 30 seconds. Well, as far as I know. It might be over by now. You're right. Man, there were some chances where they could have scored. 30 seconds left on the power play with an offensive zone face-off. And they've taken a timeout. 11:54. They're going to draw up a play. 31 seconds. 11:54 left in overtime. The Leafs, if they score, the series is over. They have 31 seconds to score on the power play. And the good news is, as long as they don't allow a shorthanded goal, there's still 11 minutes left in overtime. And if they don't score in these 20 minutes, we go to a second overtime. If it's still tied after 11 minutes, we go to a second overtime. Face off, 31. Nyes, Matthews, Marner, Nylander, Riley. 5-on-4, and they're not pulling on an extra attacker, or I should say an extra offensive player. They're going 4 offensive, 1 defensive. They're going, okay. I mean, might as well. Offensive zone face-off win. Riley. 25 seconds. Marner gains the zone. Matthews. $11 seconds. Nyes, and it's going to go back, and that will kill the penalty. That will kill the penalty. Toronto did not score on the power play. Lawton, wide. Spins it wide. Lawton, Yarncrook. Yarncrook, Marner. Marner, Yarncrook, Lawton. Back to Yarncrook. 11:07. And that's a bad giveaway. Bad chip pass by Benoit. Shot blocked. Shot saved. Save. Stolarz covers. Defensive zone face-off. Sens. We'll have it in the offensive zone off the face-off. 3-3, 10:44. Still in overtime. What a save. What a save by Stolarz. Covered that thing and good. 10:44. Face off. Leafs get it off the offensive, off the face-off. They win the draw. Lorentz. Drops it back. Tkachuk. And he's offside. 10-24. Three. Ottawa's giving Toronto everything they can. Toronto still 3-3. 10-24. Center ice face-off. No, well, of course, there wouldn't be after this. Only if it's brought to center can there be a center ice face-off or a start of another overtime period. At this point, a goal doesn't mean there's going to be another center ice face-off because that means the game's over. Save by Stolarz, which honestly, that's every game, not just all playoff, but offensive zone or defensive zone face-off. The Sens are in the Leafs offensive zone after that save by Stolarz. 10:09. Halfway through overtime. Leafs have had 24 shots on goal since the first period. The Sens have had 7. The Sens have had 1 goal on 7 shots. Punched out. Zub. 950. Shot saved by Stolarz. 3-3. Drake's a Maple Leaf fan, yeah. I know. He doesn't really care, though. Stolarz. That is a TV timeout. 9:48. Three. There'll be an offensive zone face. Oh, Tavares got knocked down in this half or this period. Of course, there was the double minor for the high stick on Tanev. Batherson on Tanev. 4 minutes of a power play, and the Leafs did not score once. 9:48 in overtime, and the Sens are fighting. Oh, they had the ice crew on. Okay, I see what happened. 9:48. Mark. Tavares skates a little bit. 9:48 in overtime. If the Leafs score, this series is over. If the Sens score, we go back to Toronto for Game 5 on Tuesday. It's that simple. One of two truths will happen here. The Leafs end the series tonight if they score. The Sens send it back to Toronto for Game 5 on Tuesday if they score. It's that simple. There's no more, no less. You don't have to guess. Offensive zone. Here's a face-off. Sens in the offensive zone. Their offensive zone. Spins around the net. Lawton. Good steal. Lawton plays it on. Not much play. Good stick check. Really? Bounces straight to a Sen. Spins around the back. Plays on. Oh, no. Good steal. Good job. Good job, Yarn Crook. Good job. 9:07. Still 3-3. Well, of course it is. It's overtime. Ooh. Third straight game this year's gone to overtime. Toronto won games 2 and 3. Nylander plays it on. Cycles it around. Sens can pick it up. They do. They go through center. A 1-on-3 breakaway. Stolarz. Nylander. Oh. Lost the handle in a dangerous area. Drops it in. Sanderson, 8:23. Behind the net, Stolarz. Stolarz. And the Leafs are going to change. And Carlo, nice, plays it on. And Marner, Matthews with a shot, wide. Tanev. That might have been the best chance so far. Nyes loses the puck. Tanev and McCabe picks it. McCabe plays it forward. Marner loses it. And Marner has the puck. Steps back and loses the puck at center. And he gets it back. Domi. Max Domi again, wide. Domi might have been the Game 4 hero, the series winner, but it was not meant to be for Max Domi to be the series winner. 7:04, Shabbat. That's going to roll for Benoit and an icing. Offensive zone faceoff for the Leafs. There we go. Man, I thought Domi was going to score that. I won't even lie. 6:58, 3-3. Face off for the Leafs. In the offensive zone. This is where we were. And doesn't go like Game 3 for sure. It did not go like Game 3. They lost the draw. Marner. Nyes rushes for the puck. Steal. No. Sanderson rushing. Stolarz with the save. And the Leafs can rush, and they do. Marner picks it up. Flicks it on with a lob pass. Marner. Well, his head was up. I mean, he might as well zoob on the puck. 6:19. 23rd playoff series all time with 3 straight overtime games. Last time was the Eastern Conference Final last year. New York Rangers versus the Florida Panthers. Playing forward. Tavares. McMahon. Drops it on to Nylander. Nylander still in the slot. Goes wide. Benoit with a clapper. And this one doesn't go in. Doesn't get through the bodies, and it doesn't go in. Ekman-Larsson. Good save by Stolarz with the pads. Nylander forward. Behind the net. Save by Ullmark. Lawton tries to rush for it. 5:26. The Leafs are at 35 shots. Shot wide. Jensen. Stolarz. Behind the net. Shabbat. Cousins. Shot. Wouldn't have that been funny? Shot. Good steal. Not far enough. 430. Shot blocked. Somebody's stick broke. And here we go. Riley had the puck, just tipped it. Cousins. Wide. Pacioretty. 4-12. 3-3. It'll be funny if overtime's the first period without a goal for the Leafs and overall in this game. The Leafs have scored one per period, and that might change. Tkachuk. If this goes to a second overtime, well, that means it hasn't. If this ends 4-3 for the Sens, that means that didn't happen either. 3:44, 3-3. Colorado leads 1-0 over Dallas, by the way, just so you know. Oh. Marner gains the zone. Drop pass. Matthews! Wide. Kept in by Ekman-Larsson. Ascend picks it up. Ekman-Larsson. Marner. Marner still with a puck, but loses it. Ekman-Larsson, 3 minutes to go. That's icing. Defensive zone face-off. What do you think's the biggest Leaf choke ever? Toronto-Montreal 2021 3-1 series lead for the Leafs. Montreal wins the series. Has to be. It has to be that. Toronto should have won that series. They didn't. 3:02 to go in overtime for the Toronto Maple Leafs. 3-3. Defensive zone face-off. Somebody's got to score. I'll be surprised if this goes to 2 overtimes. The way this game's going, somebody's scoring before the end of this overtime. I'm putting it down. I don't care. This is not going to 2 overtimes. And it doesn't matter. I'm going until this is done. Marner. Trust me, I'm not worried. I got to be up at freaking high noon tomorrow. Doesn't matter. If this thing goes to like 3 in the morning, I don't give a shit. Riley wide. Shot. Goal! A goal for the Sens! And they're going to a Game 5. Sanderson over the shoulder of Stars. He throws it on, and it's in. 4-3 for Ottawa. And we're going to a Game 5 on Tuesday. Damn it. The hardest goal the Sens ever had to score was their overtime winner. And we're playing a Game 5 on Tuesday. Shit. 4-3. Ottawa saves their season for 2 more days. And we're going to play a game. Playing a game on Tuesday. Well, yeah, 2 more days. Either way. We're playing a game on Tuesday in Toronto. Over the shoulder of Anthony Stolarz, Jake Sanderson. It falls all the way back to him. He throws it on, and it's in for Jake Sanderson. The Leafs lose. Game 4, 4-3 in overtime. Honestly, they deserve this. I'm not even going to lie. They deserve this. The game the Leafs played, you can only play with fire so long. You can only play with fire for so long until it burns you, and then it burns you. Oh, Lord. I'm going to freak out. Like I said, it's Drake's fault. He doesn't even give a shit about the Leafs. Reverse sweep incoming. Yeah, you're getting it now. You're getting it, kid. Yeah, there you go. And the Leafs have lost. I'm afraid. I'm legitimately afraid now. I'll be live on Tuesday. Oh, Lord. One in 12 in closeout games. Jesus Christ. Live rant, no. You get the review. That's it. We suck in closeout games. Put up the overtime goal, you cowards. Put up the overtime goal. It was Jake Sanderson. I know that much. For the Ottawa Senators. Damn, man. Oh, there it is, finally. Or not. Or not. Yep. Well, I'm trying to see who the goal went to. I have to wait till I know who the goal went to. Goals. It did go to Jake Sanderson, yes, because he didn't have another goal. Oh, Lord. With the shot, I'm just going to leave it at that. Oh, there it is. Unassisted, 1742. Four to 3 Ottawa. With that being said, if you like this stream, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send super chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I'll see you within the hour for the review of this game. I don't even want to rant, really. I'm just sad. With that being said, I'll see you within the hour for the review of this game. Then I'll be live tomorrow at midday at 12 o'clock Central for the Winnipeg Jets and St. Louis Blues Game 4. St. Louis Sunday. Let's hope it goes better in Toronto Saturday. Leafs play on Tuesday for Game 5. Close out at home. Please, God. Please, God, close out at home. Let's not go any longer than this. Let's just get this over with. All right? Good. I'm Ron and I'm out. Peace. See ya.